Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham here with Hannah Burr. How are you, Hannah?
So it's been a roller coaster. It's been a while. How are you?
It has been a while. I'm doing good. We are covering Maul, obviously, a brand new series. So it's the first time I'm going to hear your thoughts on this show, really, besides what we've kind of texted back and forth with each other. Due to Hannah, being out with work a little bit, Master Koo joined me on the last episode to talk about chapters 1 and 2.
Yes.
And he's been dying to talk about this because, Maul's his favorite character.
He
So
loves it all. Like, it's so perfect. So perfect.
it is.
I'm wearing the right shirt, but
Yeah. So where does Maul rank in your top characters, or
I think he's very mysterious. So, yes, he's up there.
he's up there? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but between work, bereavement, work, it's just been a lot.
It
So,
has been a lot.
I'm happy to be back.
Yes. We appreciate you being here, and thanks to our patrons as always for tuning in and checking us out. I think we do have we got a comment from our last episode there from Thrawn.
Oh,
He just mentioned, welcome back. Both great to see you. Loving this Maul show so far, and so glad it's been renewed. And so glad it's been renewed for a season 2. The show is what I wanted from the book of Boba Fett that we never got. It has that cop noir feel with the rivaling gangs fighting for control. The planet it's set on looks very Blade Runner like, which I love. Maul looks terrifying in all his fight scenes, and I think they do a fantastic job of making all the characters around him interesting, so it doesn't fully rely on Maul to carry the show. The score for this show is brilliant, and I wish that they used the same person who scores the animated shows to also do the movies going forward. Great hearing both your thoughts, and can't wait for more reviews on future episodes. So, yeah, the Kiner brothers, obviously, who do these animations, yeah. I'd be all for them doing movies too, actually. But
heck yeah.
so one of the first things I wanted to mention on here is May 6th. Tickets go on sale for Star Wars Celebration, Los Angeles, in 2027. So tickets May 6th this year for 2027, April 1st through the 4th. Everybody needs to go to this thing because it is the 50th anniversary celebration of Star Wars. It's not even just A New Hope. It's just Star Wars in general. I'm going to be there. I don't know, Hannah, are you going to be there?
I want to be there.
I know.
I'm going to get in line. I'm going to buy the tickets.
Yes. So if you go to StarWarsCelebration.com, you can get kind of like see what for sale. The pricing's there. 4-day badge is the cheapest to get if you plan on going all 4 days. Basically, you get a day free basically if you buy, because if you're only going 3 days, it's almost better to just buy a 4-day pass. But anyway, these things will sell out. Like
they will
sell out.
Already my coworkers are like, hey, heads up, don't forget this date. If you want to buy celebration tickets, don't forget this date. Like, already. So there's already a hype behind it, as there always is.
Yes. And we were talking on the Mandalore podcast. I was on there with Martin this past week, and he hasn't been there either. But I of all the people, I'm surprised that you have not been to a Star Wars Celebration, though. Yes.
I don't know.
I know, but I mean, because you're a con person, right? I mean, you like going to.
I'll be honest, I've never been to a con.
Okay, well then maybe I'm wrong.
It's not that I didn't want to. Like, we have FloridaCon here or whatever it's called here in Orlando. I forgot what it's called. But we didn't know until the week before. So Zach and I were like, well, I guess there's always next year. Like,
And you never went to LexCon.
no, because every time it came up, we forgot that it was coming up. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, yeah, because sometimes it does creep up on you sometimes. And
Exactly.
you
And then
miss
it's
it.
at the point where it's like, oh, well, I guess we missed out on tickets. You know what I mean? Like, it,
Yeah, absolutely.
because there's one thing going to con, there's another thing going to con and then doing everything you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we had pricing, it was always, oh, you get to go, but then you don't get to do any of these things. And it's like, well, then why are we going?
Yeah. And the one thing I'll say about it is, so this is the first time it's been in the States for like 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Because it was in Germany for a couple years ago, and then last year it was in Japan. So the last time it was here was in Anaheim. I think it was coming out of COVID, so I think it was like 2022 or something like that. I think it was supposed to be 2020. Obviously, they got canceled, and they moved it to 21 or late 21. I can't remember, but I actually didn't make it to that. I was the first one I missed in the States since I started going to them, which was I went to my first one in 2003, Celebration 3. So I went to Celebration 3. They were numeraled first, Celebration 1, 2, and 3. I went to 3, I went to 4, I went to 5, I went to 6, because each one of those was celebrating those anniversaries. Episode 4, because that Celebration 4 was the 30th anniversary, which I went to in Los Angeles. And then in 2017, that was the 40th anniversary down in Orlando, which was fantastic. And that was the same year The Last Jedi was coming out. So it was all that, but but they're not every year, so that's why you got to get to these things. They don't pop up every year. I think that's what makes them great, is that just the anticipation, built up over a couple years. But anyway, this is the first time it's been in Los Angeles since Celebration, since 2007, when there was Celebration 4 for episode for episode 4 in Los Angeles, the 30th anniversary. So it's just fantastic. It's just Hannah, you would love it. I'm telling you, there's just so opportunity. Now, we've had the pleasure, as in the Inside the Forest, we've had the pleasure of actually doing the podcast from the podcast stage at a couple celebrations. But I'm telling you, Hannah, sorry, but I'm not going to apply for us to do that this time.
That's fine.
Because I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I wasn't even expecting that, FYI.
Yeah. Martin was like, man, it'd be cool to do that again. I'm like, you know what? I really don't want to, because the couple times that we've done it, it's been during, you get assigned a time, even though we had a prime time, but that's the problem. It was a prime time, meaning there were other things going on that I really wanted to go to. Because there's some things where you have to actually choose. There's 2 panels or something like that you can't go to both. So you have to figure, there's so much going on there.
Right.
It's really fun.
I'm not expecting that at all. If anything, it's just us doing reactions for our Patreons.
Correct. That's exactly right. All right. So anyway, you're going to hear us talking about this the next couple weeks, because I want everybody to have the opportunity to get on there May 6th, buy your badges. And then we will see you at Star Wars Celebration next year. In fact, Hannah, it is so it starts on Thursday the 1st.
Right.
Ends on Sunday the 4th, which then kicks off actually our spring break. So we're probably going to stay at Disneyland that week for a little while. So you should think about doing that too, actually.
I mean, if you're going to twist the arm.
Yeah, I don't know if I have to twist very hard, but yes. Okay. All right. So there's that. We'll keep talking about Star Wars Celebration. The next thing, we got a new trailer for Mando and Grogu.
We did.
Tickets are out on sale for that. I just bought my tickets the other day. I'm going to the opening night showing.
Jealous.
Yep. Now, I'll let you go first. What was your reaction to this new trailer?
It did not feel like a season trailer. For some reason, every single trailer we saw before, I'm like, oh, this is just season 5. This is the one where I was like, oh, this is a movie. And it got me really excited for it. I am not going to be opening night, nor the day after opening night, probably not the day after. But I'm going to see it as soon as I can. Because I go, okay, I need to see it right away. That's what this trailer did for me.
Yeah, it was way more exciting. It did. It did what this one did feel like. It felt like it hit more of the Star Wars themes. It gave me a really good sense of the family aspect, looking out for each other. Yeah. I mean, if that's what this movie's about, I'm in. And I know people can argue right now that, well, that's what Mando Grogu is about, but them just being together is not enough. It's really showing how much they care about each other and what they're willing to do for each other. Like, if that's the part that you have to really elevate. And I think this trailer kind of hints that is the direction that it's going to go. So I think if that's the case, I will be very emotionally attached to this thing while I'm watching it. And I think it can do well then for those reasons.
Agreed.
So I'm excited. I think I really do think it's night and day compared to the other trailer we saw.
It's not night and day. It's a different context. The other trailer we got was very much of like, oh, this is another season.
Right.
And I cannot pinpoint what made it different. But this felt more like a movie trailer versus a television series trailer.
Totally agree.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. It felt more, good trailers give you enough of the story without giving the story away.
Right. And sometimes it even misleads you.
Yeah.
I will agree, Frozen, the trailer for Frozen, one of the best trailers ever. Because whenever you watched the trailer, you thought, oh, Elsa's the antagonist. Elsa's the villain. And then you watch the movie and you're like, oh no, that's not the case at all. So I will still argue that's one of the best trailers objectively that's out there. And I feel like potentially Mando and Grogu will do the same. But I don't know. None of us do. We don't really know what the story is.
No, we don't. And dang it, Frozen, Hans was the villain.
Oh, still sorry.
So yeah, very exciting. I can't wait to go see it. I think I think it actually is coming at the right time because Maul's going to be concluded by then, and they're going to even have another 20 days to ramp up for the premiere. And I hope it does well. Okay, so Maul. Now we're talking about Maul. Now, I said this for a few weeks now. This is probably one of the most anticipated shows that I've been looking forward to of all time, like not just Star Wars. And I mean, the bottom line for me, it's delivering for me. But I'm curious, before we before we get a little bit deeper into what this episode, what we're talking about is chapters 3 and 4.
Mhm.
You weren't on the first two, but just so how did this thing premiere for you? How did you feel about the first couple episodes?
I mean, I like it. I think Maul is a huge hook. But I'm not gonna lie, the first and second episode, I was trying to
You're trying to what?
find the hook. What makes me watching besides the fact that it's Maul.
Mm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I wonder if part of it is because of the animation. Now, tell me, whenever you watch it, does it lag at times? Like, seem a little jerky?
No.
No? Okay, I wonder if it's my service then, because so it's obviously a combination of the Clone Wars animation and K-pop Demon Hunters into the Spider-Verse type of animation, which is so cool. But whenever they do kind of this like camera sweeping motion, it always is like it's very clearly defined, and it's very jagged, and it happens a lot, and it drives me insane. Like, it takes me out of the experience, which is why I don't think I'm liking it as much as I should, if that makes sense. I don't know. Please, listeners, please tell me, watchers, whomever, you're experiencing this. I feel like I'm going, because every time I pull up an episode, I'm like, great, I'm gonna watch this, and all of a sudden it's the jagged motions again, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, I definitely don't experience that. Yeah, I definitely, I don't think it's doing that. I don't think it's supposed to be a purpose for that. The animation style is very much, it's very much, I mean, I think it's the updated look that we got for the Bad Batch, but the backgrounds are very, it's painted, like,
I just wonder if our internet's not carrying it well then.
Maybe.
And in that case, story-wise, I think we're going in a very interesting direction, especially with the latest episodes, because I didn't expect Devin to resist Maul as much. Because she's a Padawan, very obvious she's a Padawan. I thought she would have given him a lot sooner. So now I'm wondering if the trailers we saw for Maul are just misleading us. Maybe she's not supposed to be his apprentice. Maybe she's just a pawn to help arrest him. But I will say Maul is allowing us to see a reason why we don't see the crime syndicates in 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars, the Skywalker series.
Well, what do you mean? Why don't we see them?
Because, so in 4 Star Wars, we never hear mention of the or any of the crime syndicates except for Jabba the Hutt. And we never hear of any of those other crime syndicates.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think part of that just because they weren't even created then either.
Created, but this is a way to kind of help explain that.
Well, I don't think they weren't around. I just don't think they mentioned them then, because they definitely were around. Because we're seeing the comics now that happened during that time that they were, Crimson Dawn was definitely around.
Oopsie. But I think it's really, like, I like it so far. I like Maul's character. I like how there's this building of anticipation against him. Like, well, you don't want to deal with him. And then obviously Devin's going to play a huge role in all of this. Maul is still, like, I almost wonder, is Maul insane? Like, he's sane. He knows what he's doing. But these visions he's having, it's either he has an obscene gift with regards to seeing into the future, which Dooku would have envied, or he's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, there are definitely people that have, foresight.
Right.
Which obviously Palpatine did. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't take too much weight into that. I think when you're talking about a hook into this thing, I think that this is something that is obviously a lot different than we've gotten before. Because if you look back at all of the shows that we've gotten, they're all named after the character, right? Andor, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, even. I mean, this is the first series, right, that has essentially the bad guy as the lead.
Yeah, but
And
he a bad?
do what?
Is he a bad guy?
Oh, he's definitely a bad guy. Now, I mean, he's not helping people.
You know what I'm getting at. Him arguing, enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes, he is. Yes, there is definitely revenge. I mean, this whole thing's built on revenge, right? So, but he's not, trying to like make society better like most good people do, right? So,
Just for himself.
I think is somewhat the hook of this thing is this guy somebody that can be actually rooted for it? Can we understand truly where he's coming from? I think that based on what we've seen from him through the Clone Wars, I mean, the fact that he even survived is one thing, but to now have built up this life of, trying to make a world for himself, which is build his own syndicate, try to do his own thing, but like it happens. Palpatine kind of shut that down, and then ultimately Ahsoka shut that down. And now he's out there again trying to do it. And the Empire is now the whole world's different. The whole galaxy is different because the Empire is involved now. And it's funny because I went back and rewatched that last fight scene with Ahsoka. And, he kind of even said it there. He's like, he sees how this is going to play out. Like, he's like, it's over. Like he was telling Ahsoka, like, you can't do anything about it. This is done. Like, this is going to be the way things are. Like the Jedi are going to be gone. So he's seen this for a while. And I think that was intriguing to go back and watch because he just knows from being on the other side how evil Palpatine is and what his ambition is and what his goals were for the galaxy. And I don't know. I'm very interested in whether or not I'm going to fully be on board with Maul's mentality of how he is seeing things, and the whole thing about Devin, I will say just real quick is, I think this whole season is kind of her turn, right? I mean, I don't think it's going to be quick. And in fact, I'm not sure it will happen. I mean, I think it will because I think this whole thing about like Dark Talon and, what it was, I think it's going to play out that way. But, I think it's going to take, her master dying and other things happening that are going to make her, but I mean, we won't get into 5 and 6 until the next episode, but it takes a little further step that way in this, but anyway, I think that's what I'm drawn to the most.
I agree. I think it's that mixture of, that Maul's bad, but what is he doing now? How is it gray-ish what he's doing? And then you see Devin, and Devin, I mean, anybody with any sense of what it means to be a Jedi. I can tell she already struggles with confusion, with fear, and that immediately is going to lead to anger, which leads to the dark side. So when she was with Maul at the end of episode 4, I believe, cool. I was like, when are you going to tap into that anger? And she did. She tapped into that anger like none other.
Yes, she did. And I think that's going to be definitely a part of it. Is you saw it from the very first episodes, is that it's, you know, she had a frustration of, you know, being in hiding. And I mean, the fact that she, you know, went and tried to steal that food, I mean, that's something that like a Jedi wouldn't do. You know, that's what the master was saying, like, you know, we'll find another way. And so she's already frustrated and angry. So yeah, and Maul senses that. I mean, it's gonna play into it for sure. So what did you think about now then going into 3 and 4 with which is more about, you know, yeah, trying to convert her to be his apprentice?
He's so cunning. He knows you do a monologuing to convince somebody to go to the dark side. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes planting a seed and just, you know, every now and then throwing water, throwing plant seed at it until it grows to a point where it can't be ignored anymore. And we see that throughout these 2 episodes. I mean, at first it's like, oh, it didn't land. But if you stop and really think about it, especially when you think about the fact that his master is Adonis, it's like, no, he plays the long play. He will wait and wait and wait until Devin comes back to him saying, you're right, wrong, what are we doing? Very, very obvious.
Yeah, very obvious. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's very, you know, especially the 3rd episode, or chapter 3, it's very psychological, obviously, what he's doing, right? Very manipulative. He's testing her in ways. But I guess here's the question too: is what he's saying and what he's offering her, you know, is he being truthful, or is he doing what Sith do, which is lie, even though he's not really a Sith anymore? But I mean, how much is there a lot of truth to what you think he's saying to her?
Seeing how he was with Ahsoka at the end of the Clone Wars, I think he might be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think he actually is. Because, like, Darth Maul, I don't think once he ever lied. Did he bend the truth? Sure. But even when we look back at Rebels with Ezra, he didn't technically lie. And I hate saying technically because, to be honest, the lie is a lie. But through his own mindset, which I don't agree with, and I'm not somebody who believes that truth is just based on what people believe. I don't. I think truth is absolute. If you look at it technically, he did not lie.
Right.
Maul is not a liar. We've never seen him lie before. Please, viewers, listeners, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have never seen Maul lie before.
No, I think that's right.
So I think he's telling the truth. Now, from Devin's point of view, she doesn't know that. All she knows is that he's a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
And an enemy of the Jedi. So, but if we objectify everything, he has not lied. So he is being honest in this moment when he tells her, no, You can be by my side.
No, that is, I agree with that. I think I agree with that definitely. I think I mean, he really has no reason to lie because if he doesn't want you around, he can just kill you.
And what does he have to lose?
Exactly. Exactly. So where would you, because I feel like she's pretty powerful. She's got a lot of power actually, which maybe that's what he's sensing in her. But do you think at this point that how far along do you think is she compromised? Do you think she's still pretty resistant, or do you think she's pretty much over the top already?
I'm going to say 75-25, 75 being resistant in the sense of she got a taste of that anger. Like, the animation was very deliberate when they saw her go, "Ah," and then continue to attack him. Very deliberate. So with that, I go, okay, she's gotten a taste of it. And like an addiction, that's all it's going to take. That's why I'm saying 75-25 at the moment. But I think that's going to grow over time.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's, it's like one of the things I think she's done a great job resisting. I think subconsciously she's succumbing,
She doesn't realize, but she is.
Correct. Yeah. And I think she understands, like, it's like one of them things where that what you're doing is the right thing to do, but then deep down inside of you, it's like, but they're right. This other thing is probably the way to go. And I think that's where she's at, at this point.
He very much ends justify the means type of strategy.
Yeah.
Which, out of the Jedi, it's one I only don't, but I don't yuck someone's yum.
Well, and in her situation, it's there's not a lot of options,
No.
You either, and that's where I think ultimately this is where it's going is, I think because she still has her master, she has somebody behind her and next to her that can help her. I think as soon as he's gone, then she's going to still need that. And that's ultimately, I think, what's going to happen. So it would have been a lot easier, I think, if she was on her own. She wouldn't have had anybody, which is the case sometimes with these Padawans like Kanan and Cal Kestis and things like that, even though they never got tempted to succumb to the other side. But
it makes sense because all of a sudden you're with somebody who was constantly saying, like, we're strong, we're X, Y, and Z. And then all of a sudden, no, we're quiet. We're hidden. We're in the shadows. No one knows we exist. Like, for a kid, because she's a kid, that has to be so confusing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what's your thoughts on the Captain Lawson storyline and his character? And
I like Lawson. He's the dad trying to provide for his boy and can't always be there for his boy, and his son sometimes understands. I find it very interesting, that throwaway line of Two Boots saying, is it Two Boots?
Two Boots.
Yeah. Two Boots saying, is it because your ex used to work for the Empire?
Right.
And then, okay. Is it someone we know? But it also has a reason why he's so reluctant to report to the Empire what happened. And that Maul is there. But also, it kind of shows other point of view that we haven't really gotten much of, somebody who really has no stake in this. They're not part of the Empire. They're not somebody who was a part or who was in alliance with the Jedi. They're just your common folk who is naturally saying, we don't want the Empire here because when they come here, they won't leave and they'll ruin everything. And that's kind of refreshing to hear somebody from that third party saying, we don't want the Empire here.
Yeah, I like the cop aspect of this thing. You know, I mean, it kind of creates that, still that good guy side of things too, you know, in a different take. You know, you have the Jedi take obviously with Devin and Daki, but you have an officer side of it, and I like the cop aspect of it. I think that's pretty neat.
It's cool.
Yeah. And he's a good character. Like you said, his son's going to play a role in this, and we do end up seeing who his wife is later on in a couple later episodes. But you know, I like the, you know, everything good about a movie or a show that keeps you kind of on edge a little bit is always kind of that ticking clock thing. And then the ticking clock in this is, when is the Empire going to be showing up? And
they're
here. Yeah. So that goes into the next couple of episodes, but I don't know. I mean, just, you know, 4 episodes in, I don't know, where does this starting to rank for you as far as like how much you enjoy this series, or is there more? Is there more you need to see?
There is more I need to see before I make a final judgment. I need to see more.
Okay.
And my internet will cooperate so it doesn't freaking like.
Yeah, that's definitely not the case.
There's a lag. That's it. There's a lag.
There's a lag, yeah. It's definitely not lagging. I think, you know, I think I've said this, like, it's definitely different, though. The art style is different. I mean, the 3D part of it is what we're used to, right? The characters itself. I do get thrown a little bit about the background, because there's a lot of times when you see the background, you can tell it's a matte painting. I mean, they have openly said they had artists actually draw backgrounds that they're using for this, which I think is a pretty cool way to do it. But I don't know, I'm kind of a realist in a sense where I like to see real architecture, you know, built out of the 3D elements that I'm used to with the other parts of the show. So, you know, the way Rebels look, the way Bad Batch, like, I love that look, you know. It's not that I like the whole Spider-Verse stuff. I think that, again, it's very creative, very unique looking. I think that storyline kind of lends itself to how that was used. This one, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't take me out of it, but it's definitely different than what it was before.
Indeed.
So, yeah, okay. So that's episodes 3 and 4. We're kind of caught up now. We'll get back together later this week and talk about episodes 5 and 6, which have just come out. And then we're only 2 weeks away from finishing this series up, which is flying by.
Nuts.
And we are 3 episodes away from our 500th episode here at Inside the Force. Gosh. And we're planning something very special, I think, that we're hopefully going to be doing. And we are going to have our episode released on May the 4th. So you can enjoy Star Wars Day listening to us, hopefully.
Yes.
And if not, you can listen to it the next day. That's fine.
Exactly. Revenge of the 5th still works.
Now, are you a Revenge of the 5th or a Revenge of the 6th? I'm
both. I'll happily dabble in both.
Okay, yeah.
For Star Wars holidays, so I don't care.
Yeah. I think it started out first as Revenge of the 5th. So
I think so too, but I don't know it. I don't care.
And then
So,
someone started adopting it as Revenge of the Sixth, but I get it's got to be one day after the other. So that's anyway. As always, thank you, Hannah.
as always, thank you, Dave.
Thank you, patrons, for checking us out and supporting the show. Obviously, we got a lot to talk about as we go on these next few episodes with Maul, but let us know how you're feeling about the show. And of course, we'll be talking and reminding you about Celebration. May the 6th, the tickets go on sale. And I'm telling you, I will always advocate for Star Wars Celebration. It is some of my fondest memories of just not Star Wars, just my life, my youth. It's such a great atmosphere, such a great time. And honestly, I look forward to sharing it with people that haven't done it before, like you, my wife. My oldest daughter is stoked. She wants to go so badly. I'll be so, and she's the one that, Ashley Eckstein sang happy birthday to, if she gets to see her again, it's going to be fun to see them reunited and talk again. So anyway, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. Plus, it'll be a month before Star Wars Starfighter comes out. So there will be all kinds of stuff to see about that. So who knows?
Oh my word.
And they use that time too to make really big announcements on things. So
That's true.
it'll be a good time. All right, Hannah, I will talk to you later this week.
Talk to you later.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time. May the Force be with you.